Is CJ Stroud the MVP of the NFL? Guys, welcome to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. My name is Noah Outlaw. I am one of your hosts, as always. And as always, I'm here with Garrett Harrelson. What's up, bro?
What's going on, my man? How are
Dude,
you doing?
I'm doing, hey, man. I'm,
You
I'm,
feel pretty
I'm
fucking
fucking
good, do you,
swell.
dude? Yeah, I feel really good this morning.
Yeah. The Houston Texans played the Cincinnati Bengals, the red hot Cincinnati Bengals, the best team in football, Cincinnati Bengals, some people would say. Um, and the Houston Texans came out on top. CJ Stroud continues to just dominate the NFL as a rookie, continuing the best rookie year any quarterback's ever had. He leads the league in passing yards right now. It's ridiculous, Garrett.
Actually, he's second now. Sam Howell passed him up. But
Oh wow!
cool.
Shout out
Yeah,
Sam. I
no,
didn't.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll jump right into the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we'll have some blazing takes later, presented by Zing Zang. Noah,
Sure.
my friend, let's just jump right into the good.
Let's do it. The good.
Maybe the best win in
Ever?
4 years.
Yeah,
Not ever. Not ever. Come on. Not ever. It's not
it's
the best win ever. But it is like the best win.
in a long time,
All right,
potentially.
maybe low key, maybe a top 5 win, regular season win in franchise history.
Absolutely. For a bunch of different reasons. I think one of the main reasons is coming off of that Buccaneers win, that huge. I mean, that was such a huge win for so many different reasons. CJ Stroud, those 5 touchdowns. He's been
Yeah.
talk of the town the last week, and it would have been really easy for Stroud to come out, lose this game, drop it. People still would have been like, he's really good, but that's kind of what everyone expected, and even us. I mean, if you go watch our preview for this game, we really didn't give the Texans a shot at winning.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I mean, we kind of said that we were hopeful and like optimistic that they would play up to the Bengals level because we have a quarterback that can keep you in the game.
right?
But we did not predict that the Texans would win this game.
No,
Shame on us. Shame on you. Shame on me. Shame on us
yeah,
because we should have just been out the gate saying, "No, fuck it. Why not win this game? We're gonna win this game." I
yeah,
even said, "Put
absolutely.
us
You're
in a
right.
shootout scenario." I said, put us in a shootout scenario. We're not gonna come out cleanly."
You did,
That
yeah,
was the opposite, dude. The
yeah,
Bengals didn't come out cleanly.
yeah.
Holy shit!
No,
Who would have thought?
absolutely. I mean, it was definitely shame on us. But they did it. I mean, they did, and
And
also, I
it's
mean,
on us.
the injury report was a little scary, which was I was shocked to see that. I was a little surprised to see Derek Stingley out there playing, being
I was
active for
surprised to
this
see
game.
Steven Nelson out there
Well,
playing.
that's
To
the
be
other
honest with
thing
you.
too, and Steven Nelson also being active was just something we really didn't think was going to happen, and it was, and that was the key. Stingley started off a little shaky, but ended up, having a solid game. The whole defense really throughout the game was pretty good. I mean, you look at that final score and you see those 27 allowed points, but a lot of that really came there at the end. For
Yeah.
most of the game, the Texans were dominating the Bengals.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the defense, like you said, Joe Burrow kind of came out of the gate throwing dots. There's this fucking guy named like what is his name? Fucking
Hudson,
Tanner Hudson.
who
Tanner
is
Hudson.
who is that?
Never heard of him in my life, and he gets like 8 receptions on the first drive, like something insane. It's like why? Okay, come on.
Yeah,
And then he throws it to that guy who just burns Stingley. I mean, he didn't really burn Stingley. There's a
yeah.
little. I can tell there's a miscommunication at the top with the safety and where he was shadowed towards, and
Mhm.
he, gets the touchdown. And that first opening drive touchdown, I was like, "Fuck! All right, that's Joe Burrow. That's Joe Burrow and the
Yeah,
Cincinnati Bengals. It's gonna be a long game." But after that, the defense really held their own for such a long portion of the game.
yeah, they did. And I mean, at one point, the Texans go up. I think 20-7 was the biggest lead of the game, and which was phenomenal. And like I mean, since we're getting into the good, let's just talk about CJ Stroud real quick. CJ
I mean,
Stroud goes
how,
for 23 for 39, 356 yards and a touchdown and a pick. He throws his second pick of his career.
what can we try to locate? Let's get like the CAA in on this. Let's get like any kind of other world military like
Investigative
involved, like
bureaus.
yeah, it's just any kind of investigative department
Hmm.
anywhere. We need to try to locate the lab that CJ Stroud was created in
Yeah,
because that's a dangerous lab
it is.
because CJ Stroud is playing like the perfect kind of quarterback.
Hmm.
He's playing like the perfect kind of quarterback. He makes all the throws. He can run around behind the line of scrimmage. He can scramble. He ran for that touchdown.
Yeah,
He just kind of made that decision and boom. He like no one had a chance around him.
yeah,
He's sneaky fast. He makes all the right reads, barely makes mistakes. I mean, he did have 3 turnovers, which one of them wasn't supposed to be a turnover. That fumble was fucking bullshit.
yeah. It was.
It should have been also a roughing the passer, but that's besides the point. He's playing like a perfect quarterback. I mean, he kind of came in this game, like you said, they were like, oh, if he drops this game, he's still gonna be like, oh, he's still really good. But no, he came into this game and just he put his nuts on the Bengals' face and
Yeah.
was like, I'm here, try to beat me, and they
Yep.
couldn't.
No, it was just kind
It's
of the
wild.
legend continued. Like it was just kind of after last week, everyone was talking about him. Everyone was already talking about what a crazy year he's having. Then he has that performance against the Buccaneers. Then going into this week, everyone in the media and like including us, like I'm not talking mess about anybody, but what I'm saying is not many people gave the Texans hope even after what CJ Stroud did, just because of how hot the Bengals were. And then
Yeah,
now I'm sitting here. I don't know if there's a team the Texans can't beat in this league. I mean,
I
honestly,
mean,
like there's
dude,
teams that are better. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that I think on any Sunday, there's a 50-50 shot when the game starts on who's going to win that game there at the end because we have CJ Stroud at quarterback. And
you're very right. You're very right about
and
that.
it just doesn't. I'm not really afraid of anyone anymore. I'm not afraid of teams we've beat. I was afraid of Jacksonville. We kicked their ass. I was afraid of the Bengals. We came out on top, really dominating them for most of the game. I mean, the Steelers. I was all scared of their defense, 30-6 or whatever the hell it was. It was ridiculous. So I don't know what team can come in and just really just beat the life out of the Texans. I don't think it's possible right now.
I don't think it's possible for a team to come in and blow us out,
Yeah.
which that's not saying much. But
Hmm.
like you said, we always will have a chance to win a game, no matter who it is,
Yeah.
because the ball will be in CJ's hands. That's the kind of guy, the kind of player he is now, which is wild that we're sitting here talking him up as if he's a top 5. He's a top 5 guy because well, he is. I don't know if you saw it. RG3 was like he's top 5 in the
Yeah.
NFL right now. He's already top 5 in the NFL. Easily top 10.
Yeah.
He's
Easily.
playing like a top 5 quarterback.
Hmm.
You know,
I don't know if there's been
it,
a better quarterback this year in general. I don't know if anyone's been better.
and that's why right now CJ Stroud should be season ends right now. CJ Stroud should win the MVP.
Absolutely. I
He
agree.
should win the MVP.
Yeah. With
He's unstoppable.
he's unstoppable with the roster he's doing it with, which is not a bad roster. There's guys on this team that are really good players, but compared to guys who like Patrick Mahomes, who has Travis Kelsey, or Joe Burrow, who has Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and T Higgins, even though T Higgins was
I
out.
mean, think about Tua. Tua's got
Tua,
Tyreek, Jalen Waddle.
exactly. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek are the best wide receiver duo in a long time, honestly. Like they're phenomenal. So what CJ Stroud is doing in but doing it with not as much help, also on a team that had 3 wins last year, 4 wins, 4 year wins the year before, three like nothing. Like they were awful the past 3 years. And so then he all of a sudden he's just the game changer. Him and Tank Dell. I mean Tank fucking Dell, dude. I can't even.
Tank
I thought he
Dell.
was going to be good, but it's a similar thing with CJ. I didn't think he was going to be this good.
Yeah, I mean, Tank Dell is like he is going to be just a dog for years to come. He's going to be one of those guys, and I don't know if you saw the tweet. I think the Texans actually tweeted this, their main account. Uh, he has out of a rookie quarterback for the Texans and their history, he's right up there at this point in his rookie
Hmm.
season with Andre and DeAndre in their rookie
Yeah,
seasons. It's actually
absolutely.
pretty funny too. Andre's rookie season 2003, DeAndre's rookie season 2013, Tank Dell's rookie season this year 2023.
2023.
Kind of wild.
That is
We're just
really
hitting on these
wild.
receivers, and like Tank Dell is now just like I mean, hometown hero. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like a great. It's just already a great story.
Hmm.
It's already just even better that he is just dominant on the field.
Yeah.
You can't cover him.
No, you can't. I mean, he's such a small dude. That's what blows my mind. That's why he took that big shot to the ribs where low key CJ threw like a hospital ball to him, and he
Low
got
key.
he got rocked, bro. He got
Yeah.
rocked. But
I was like, "Oh my," because he just wouldn't move for a few
yeah,
seconds. And I
no,
was like, "No fucking way. Like, dude, get up." And then
yeah,
he immediately just pops back up and fucking runs off. I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like a kid.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
he's a
a
kid.
kid just falls and just a toddler fucking falls and just the like most violent fall you ever seen. You go, "Oh, oh," and then they just keep running and fucking playing. It's like it's like that's what it reminded me of. I was like, "Oh, I think he's okay. He's okay. All right.
That's
He can
exactly
play.
what
He
it
can
is.
play. He's okay."
That's
Yeah.
a perfect way to describe it. It was, and I was so. I think we all were. We were all holding our breath. We're all worried after seeing that because then it cut straight to commercial, which you hate because you want to see him get up or whatever. But then
Yeah.
we're checking Twitter and people there were saying that he got up and he was fine. Um,
Yeah.
but no, Tank Dell, and also, dude, I was excited about the Noah Brown signing. I was. I thought that he would be a really cool guy to have in the locker room. And I would talk to Cowboys fans. I would talk to Cowboys fans that I know, including Dez and my brother, who's a big Cowboys fan. Talking to him, I'm like, all right, what should we expect from Noah Brown? And they both, everyone I talked to, was like, nothing. Don't expect
Yeah,
anything from
dude,
Noah Brown.
even straight up calling him a bum. They're like,
Yeah,
"He's a bum."
he's
He'll be,
bad.
like,
He's bad.
okay, like, a game or 2, like, for free or, like, a few valuable catches on 3rd down or whatever,
Yeah,
but for him to come out and, just put up 150 last week and 170 this week and be just to
170.
become like Noah Brown or for Noah Brown to become, like, CJ's, like, go-to guy
Yeah,
for most of the throws, like, that's wild, dude.
yeah,
That's wild.
it's
I mean, that's
insane.
just us ano I mean, that's just CJ elevating people around him, though,
Well, right, and
you
that's
know?
kind of goes back to it. It's just what that's just what he does, and I do want to give credit to the receivers. I want to give
Of
credit to
course,
Noah
of
Brown. I
course.
want to give credit to Tank Dell, Nico Collins, who was out, but Noah Brown stepped up in Nico's absence. You know what I mean? Stepped up, had 172 yards is crazy, like that. He in that one play where CJ hits him and put us into field goal range there at the very end, win the game. Those
Yeah,
two guys just collided and just somehow he stayed on his feet and got another
yeah.
15, 20. Like he is ridiculous. What he's doing right now is ridiculous. And that's so phenomenal that when your number one receiver on Nico Collins can go out and not be active, have these guys step up, have these dudes step up. John Mechie's out there catching passes. Tank Dell, we've already talked about. Noah Brown's having 2 big weeks in a row. It's huge.
It's humongous. It's also just got the most exciting offense I've seen the Texans have in so long. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you just see CJ like kind of run around in the backfield. Basically, he's playing Georgia every week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running around in the backfield, and then he'll just uncork it, and I'm like, oh, no Brown's right there. All right,
Yeah.
no Brown just gets it. It was rinse and repeat for that the entire game, and
Yeah.
I was like, can they stop that? Can they? Why can't they stop Noah Brown? What's going on? Like
Well, it's
Noah
a
Brown has
thing.
been stopped for 4 years, and now he's just like oh he's just the best receiver on the
Exactly.
field right now.
Yeah.
What's going on? You
And the
know?
thing is we've talked about this before, I think off the show, but it's a thing where if when CJ Stroud throws a ball down the field, back in years past, especially in the past 3 years, but even before that, even when we had four playing well or Matt Schaub even, like when CJ Stroud throws the ball down the field and the way the camera's panning, you don't know where it's going or whatever. I expect it to be a completion. I
Yeah.
expect the catch to be made. I expect there to be someone. When there's not, when it's an incomplete pass, I'm kind of more surprised.
Yeah, no, when it's like just overthrown or out of bounds or something, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like,
What?
how?
Oh, I do a double take. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The, you just threw
I'm
a fucking
always
deep
ready. I'm always
incompletion?
expecting to see Nico on some slant or Noah Brown or Tank Dell or whoever. Dalton Schultz. Dude, shout out Dalton. Like everyone is just humming on that offense right now. And it starts with CJ Stroud. I do want
Yeah.
to move on to this though. I do want to talk about Devin fucking Singletary.
Yeah, I was about to say the rushing attack was good. Was great
Dude,
even. 150 yards for Devin Singletary for 30 carries.
Devin.
No running back has been getting 30 carries on our team.
No.
Today or yesterday rather, everything was humming in the running game.
Dude,
Chunk plays. I mean, big holes opening up that the O line has maybe just found their groove.
I
I
think
mean,
the
I don't think the Bengals defense is that bad for us to just be like, oh, random 150 yards from Devin Singletary. I
No.
really just think that like it's finding its rhythm, just like how we expected it to.
Yeah, which is what obviously Bobby Slowick and everyone wants the run game to get going and get working. And we've talked about it in weeks past how sometimes it's like, Bobby, it's not working. Stop trying to force it. Maybe this is what he's been trying to lead up to. He knew that the offensive line and the backs were capable of doing this. So it was finally really exciting to see that. But also, Xavier Hutchinson gets a carry for 17 yards. Tank got one for 13 yards. CJ had a couple, had a rushing touchdown. Like everything on the offensive side of the ball was just working so well. And that's just
Yeah,
the most fun thing to see from your football team. That's
everything's clicking on offense, man.
yeah,
Everything's clicking on offense. I have no. I mean, and even when we got when they kicked the field goal to type the game, the Bengals, we had the ball back. We were getting the ball back with like a minute and 30 to go. We were all looking around, like kind of jokingly, but deep down with conviction, going, too much time for CJ.
yeah.
Too much time for CJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, seam, like a deep seam up to Dalton Schultz.
Yep.
Boom. That quick slant to Noah Brown, and
Yep.
he find like he said, those two guys sandwich him. Doesn't matter. He runs for another 15 yards. Puts us right in field goal range for shout out Matt Amendola,
Dude,
who I mean, God, I mean, what dude, the next man up mentality on our team is crazy.
it's insane.
Because you even have gosh, it's funny. I just feel bad for I have to look up his name to DeAndre Houston Carson
Yeah.
for 30. He had an interception. He
Yeah.
stepped up big. Shaq Griffin. It's funny. Our two starting corners were the ones that didn't have picks this game. It
Yeah.
was it was Shaq Griffin and DeAndre Houston Carson.
Yeah.
Those two guys. They just come out of
DeAndre
nowhere
Houston
and
Carson,
make
I just
plays.
didn't know was a human being. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was. And so
Yeah, no, it's just like, what? Who? Oh, okay. He's doing pretty well out there.
well, and I was watching Pat McAfee was talking about it earlier because he's obviously a big special teams guy. He likes talking about the dudes. He's talking about Matt Amendola. Dude, Matt Amendola last week was hanging out with Nick Novak in San Diego, practicing, trying to get a spot on a team. He gets the call from the Texans. No biggie. Let me come hit a game winner, and probably is one of, if not the most rowdy stadium in football. Like,
Yeah. Against the hottest team in football, against the second best quarterback in the NFL. Just like,
exactly.
oh, no problem.
And
Boom.
it just nails. It's just nails. Now, not for a lack of almost giving me a heart attack on both of his field goals. That first one that put us up 10, put us up by 3, and it was 10-7. Was, I mean, that far off from the
Yeah.
yeah. And
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
all
oh,
right,
okay,
be
dial
careful.
it in. Don't do that to
Yeah.
me.
And then the last one was kind of like, and it was going. I was like, but at that point, I was already feeling so good that we like, because I was already in my head, storybook ending. We just did it again, game winning drive. There's just no doubt in my mind he was going to make it. I don't
Yeah,
know why. I was just like, he's about to make it. He made
yeah,
it. All right. The boys are hyped.
yeah.
I mean, everyone, next man up mentality. Everyone is just playing hard for Miko. Everyone's vibing. God, like what an exciting time for the Texans.
It
Because
is.
I mean, I haven't seen them when they're dancing in the
Yeah,
locker room after. Just the joy on everyone's face. Miko was like he's just over the moon happy.
he is.
CJ, they can't stop dapping each other up.
No,
They can't stop. They're like best friends, dude.
dude, I mean, the
So
Texans are now sitting at 5-4 with a
they're
winning record through week 10.
sitting at 5-4 with like that was our hardest game on the schedule probably.
Yeah, easily, easily.
That was our hardest game on the schedule. We just won it. Now we have like the Cardinals next week, who are 2-8, very winnable.
Yeah,
After that, you have Jacksonville coming back to. We already beat them, winnable. After that, you have, I believe, the Broncos at home, winnable.
yeah.
You have all these winnable games coming up, and like we got past like this gauntlet uh, of yesterday, against the
Mhm.
Bengals, glided through that. Now it's going to be smooth sailing if we just keep up this pace.
If we can keep up with this level of play, absolutely. Now, I want to say, I mean, people have been talking about how easy the rest of the schedule is, and it is. The Bengals was the hardest one, so I have no doubt that they can win. I mean, theoretically win out, and they probably won't because that doesn't really happen in football often. But theoretically, you could. But here's the deal: you got to think about these teams. The Broncos, like you mentioned, are they're not good by any means, but they're sneaky. They're sneaky. They got some
All of
dudes.
them are sneaky. It's hard to win in this league.
Cardinals just got Kyler Murray back.
Yeah.
That's a little more interesting. Jacksonville's is they just got destroyed, absolutely manhandled. So I don't
Yeah,
know
no, I
what
don't
the
have
deal is
respect
with
for
them.
them still. Yeah, no.
I'm
Fuck
not
them.
really scared of the Jags. But like the Colts one more time, the Titans. I mean, two more times. I believe we have the Titans.
We
Yeah,
have your
no,
New
like
York Football Jets.
there's this team could be in the playoffs. I mean, right? I mean, this is
No, and we'll come back to that when we have our zing zang blazing takes.
yeah.
But before that, let's jump into the bad. I have no notes.
I don't know. I
I
can't
mean,
really think of that bad.
you could say like, oh, they gave up some big plays on offense. Oh yeah, to Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna happen. That they do that to everyone.
yeah,
Oh, what's the bad? Oh, CJ Stroud threw a late interception that was really bad. Yeah, no. Hey, remember he's a rookie.
yeah,
He's 22 years old.
yeah.
Yeah, of course he's gonna throw picks still.
Of course. I mean, that pick was tough, but what I loved about it is one, that was only his second of the year. Second, he has a 15 to 2 touchdown interception ratio right now.
Yes,
Pretty fucking good. Also,
fantastic.
and so he throws that. It's bad, but what I love about it is that it just didn't matter. He was
Didn't
like,
phase him.
yeah,
It didn't
right,
phase him. When they tied it up after that, you could easily. I mean, any rookie could fold after that. Like
yeah,
go back out there and like throw another interception, or just get sacked a bazillion times, or just immediately go 3 and out and give him the ball back with like a minute to go. No, that
yeah,
didn't matter for CJ. He's like, well, all right, well, hey, new set of downs, new drive. Let's
yeah,
go out there and win the game.
yeah.
Exactly what we did.
I guess
But
the bad would be maybe if you are gonna dominate the whole game like the Texans pretty much did for the most part, um, let's not let it get down to having to do the game winning field goal, right? Like
yeah, I'm
that's probably all the bad I can take. I'd rather just
yeah,
let's win by 7. Let's win
bad
by 10.
because it's still the Super Bowl contender Cincinnati
Hmm.
Bengals with one of the best quarterbacks. People have been arguing all week that Joe Burrow could be the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
People were saying that on like media outlets were saying that.
Hmm.
And we were just like it didn't matter. I mean, we couldn't hold him down for the whole game,
No.
obviously. You just
But
don't do
getting
that.
2 picks against him is
Yeah,
crazy.
2 picks and sacked him 4 times. By the
Yeah.
way, Sheldon Rankins, let's go back to the good real quick. Had 3 sacks
Yeah.
yesterday. That's his what the fuck? Sheldon Rankins was like signed on a 1-year deal. Like,
Yep. 3
I
sacks.
mean,
Sheldon Rankins. Jonathan Grenard had a sack. Oh,
Jonathan Grenard's been dominating. I mean, like the bad is just leading back to the good because there's
mhm.
barely any bad.
Exactly.
I really don't think you can just sit here and say there's any bad after beating the red hot Cincinnati Bengals. Now,
There's a player on the team that sneakily became one of the most that sneakily is becoming, especially in the last couple of weeks, like a legendary Houston Texans player, and that's Dario Ogunbowale.
dude,
After hitting that field goal, and then oh my god, that
just
hit on that.
rocking some guy's world, dude. Just
Oh
fucking
my!
turning his world upside
I
down,
mean,
dude.
he has a fucking family watching right now. He has a
Dari, and
family.
I get you can argue that Dari probably isn't starting running back quality,
No.
especially on our team. He's not going to beat out Devin Singletary or Damian Pierce. But the fact that he's just doing an amazing job on special teams and just doing what he's told and excelling at that and just excelling in ways that running backs don't usually can
Yeah.
excel in
No.
and help the team out.
Yeah.
That's you're keeping your fucking job, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking just like I mean, just coming through when we need you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just
Hmm.
coming through like at the end of the game, you'll be remembered for fucking rocking someone's world or being an emergency kicker. You
Yep.
know. So shout out Dari. I mean, I have a bucket. I have a bucket of fucking shout outs. I'm just fucking
Hmm.
throwing out like
Dude,
all. I
shout
mean,
out, shout out, shout
everyone
out.
deserve a game ball. Shout out. Roses.
I do.
Everyone.
I
Everyone's
have
great.
a request to the coaching staff. I get like I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at. I get why you're doing it, but I think the time has come to stop letting Tank Dell return punts. I don't. I don't really. I don't. He's just so good and such a valuable asset to our offense as a whole. I'd rather not have him out there doing that.
I mean,
Um,
he is bar none probably the best option we have at punt returner though. So
I know, but this just takes one, and I get it. You're right. Like I totally understand, but it just but we know we all know how dangerous that is of a position. So I get it. Like
Hey,
I
man.
understand, and but I get if they don't listen to my request because I know they watch.
No, I will fully understand if they don't listen to your
Yeah,
request.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
will
yeah.
fully I will be like, "Yeah, no, I understand." Like,
Yeah, yeah, no,
you let
I
me know.
understand, but I just want to put it on the record that it worries me every time I see it. It is a
Yeah.
little nerve wracking.
Okay. I mean, you got I'm still like he's a big toddler to me. You know, he hits his head on the corner of the coffee table and you go, "Oh, oh." And he just gets up and he kind of is like, "Ha, ha," and he just fucking keeps running around. It's like, "All right, I guess he's fine."
He's
All
just so
right, go ahead.
tiny. He's
Yeah.
such a small boy, and I
Yeah.
love him so much.
Yeah.
But
Let's jump into the ugly because I have a fucking bone to pick with officiating. Even though we
mm,
won, officiating was awful yesterday.
yeah,
Just terrible. Missed calls. I mean, bullshit calls too. There were a few bullshit calls. What the did Robert Woods step out of bounds?
I didn't see it,
I
but
didn't see shit. And the angle that they were showing us, it was like fucking ants on the field. It was like us in the 400s with a video camera.
yeah,
Like they were like, "Look,
yeah,
see, he steps out of bounds right there." I'm like, "You can't even see.
no, you can
What are
see
you
nothing.
seeing?" Now it's
Yeah,
negating such an awesome play from CJ.
it
Like
was. That was such a
stupid.
robbery of a play. I agree. The officiating all over the board, and I'm not gonna lie. I think we got some calls toward that helped us that I think were bad.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
I don't think that was pass interference on Tank. Um, I don't think that was PI at all. I think the corner or whoever it was, the corner of the safety turned his head. I think that was a fair. I think they played that very fairly. But that's just my opinion. I'll take it. Obviously, we
I'll
take
take it.
those.
We take those.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah, but
I
because
mean, if it was the other way
it's
around,
gonna
the Bengals would
it
be
all
like,
goes
"We take
around.
those." Yeah,
If you get a call going your way, maybe if not this week, next week, or the week after, at some point you're going to get a shitty call that affects you badly. So I
yeah,
don't. That's why I don't really mind. But you're right. The officiating as a whole was pretty ridiculous.
yeah. No, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, I still can't even complain that much because we won.
I can't either. I
And
mean,
I guess
also I think ugly wise, we came out of it pretty not injured. I don't think
yeah,
anyone.
no, I mean, there's still some injuries where it's like, oh boy, I really hope that like soon Nico can come back. I hope soon that like I mean, Kaimi was placed on IR, so he probably will be missing a few games. But
Yeah,
I would like, I mean, I love Matt, but I love Kaimi being out there. I love
me too.
15. You
Yeah,
know, I love depending on his leg.
yeah.
I mean, that's no more notes. I mean, there's no more notes on ugly. There's just so much good. We had like 20 minutes of good, 3 minutes of bad, and like 5 minutes of ugly. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
it just. I
It's kind of
mean,
how it goes. I mean, when we
yeah,
love to
what a
see
game.
that. That's phenomenal. I mean, when you beat one of the best teams in football, there's even if there are some bad and ugly, you don't want to talk about it. We're going to talk about the positives because it's most of it. Like it was so. Also, I mean, allowing Jamar and Tyler Boyd to both have like over 115 yards. Don't do that.
It's
But
gonna happen. I
it's
mean,
going to happen.
Jamar is good. Jamar's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like it's
But
gonna happen.
shut
Especially
down
that.
honestly for the most part of that game, except for that one like 64-yard
Yeah, I mean,
touchdown.
he had that big play, which that was just that was poetry. That was poetry, like in motion from
Yeah,
Burrow and Jamar. It was just
it was
like,
beautiful.
yeah, it was like fucking Kurt Russell's son and Channing Tatum in 22 Jump Street. It was like they're two peas in a pod. They're
Yeah,
fucking like
exactly. No, they
they
are.
just
They
are
just
on the
work so
same
well
wave,
together.
you know? Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Mhm.
But let's good and bad, the ugly. That concludes that. Let's just jump after you're watching that game. Let's just jump right into zing zang blazing takes because a game like that calls for some really sizzling blazing takes. Just like spicy, just like this blazing Bloody Mary mix from Zing
Oh
Zang,
yeah.
and just like this pre-made Bloody Mary with bacon infused flavor and great vodka. So
That sounds
shout
really
out
good right
to
now.
Zing Zang, Zang
I need
responsibly.
to do that. I need to
No,
give me some of
I might
those
break
soon.
into this here in a second, dude. This Victory
Yeah.
Monday calls for some Bloody Mary, but
Yeah.
Blazing Takes, sponsored by Zing Zang. Do you have a blazing take, Noella?
I do. Um I'm going to say and this is and by no means I don't like the guy or anything. I love him. But I think Damian Pierce really is more RB2 on this team or maybe should be going forward.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a spicy take. I get it. But Devin Singletary has just had more success in the league for more years. And I love Damian. I'm not saying I think Damian and Devin are pretty equal at this point. But I think Devin has just showed us more so far this season. Obviously, I know it's a big game. And I know Damian wasn't available. Who knows what Damian would have done in this game? I wish we could have saw that. But going forward, when Damian comes back, I think they should definitely be splitting reps very evenly. And if someone gets any more, it should be Devin getting more than Damian. I love Damian, but Damian and Devin are different types of runners. And I think that should get more carries, and Damian should still get a lot of carries, but in more specific situations, like the 3rd and 1s, where he just needs to punch through and use his legs because he's a brick shithouse. I love him, but I'm just saying, I think my spicy take or whatever, fiery take would be Devin Singletary is probably RB1 right now.
Hmm. I like it. I mean, that is definitely blazing. But I mean, hey, if Devin Singletary's playing, if you give that guy the keys to the hot hand.
Yeah,
You give the
he's
keys
hot.
to the hot hand.
He's hot.
He's hot. I mean, 150 yards. Let's see how he does against the Cardinals next week if Damian misses another game. My blazing take. You ready for this, dude?
Yeah.
This is not really a knock on anyone or anything. This is actually just going to be so positive. The Houston Football Texans are 5-4 right now. There will be only one more loss the rest of the season. Yeah.
Who to who?
It's going to be some weird trap game. It's going to be weird. So, you know what? Maybe against the Jets when I go and fucking when we go watch them.
Yeah.
You know, like in person, it's going to be like,
that would
okay.
happen. Well, also because Aaron Rodgers apparently wants to come back in December.
Bullshit. Bullshit. More on play action takes, but that's bullshit. The Houston Football Texans are hitting their stride. We're opening up the playbook. I think we're against the Panthers. We just weren't opening up the playbook against them for CJ. And now, I think now, since, like I said, the Buccaneers, I said it last week, the Buccaneers game, that game winner, that 5-touchdown game, that was a franchise changer.
Yeah.
That game is that is going to be like the direction our franchise is going in. Just like, oh, I mean, they're going to win. They're going to win close games. They're good. Like, we have a top 5 quarterback. We're good. I think we only lose one more game the rest of the season. So I think what is it? 12? I think we have 12 wins. I think we finished with 12 wins. That firmly puts D'Amico as coach of the year. Bar none, coach of the year.
That's honestly that's done now. I think that's getting close to being done.
I don't know. I think he's still got some competition from fucking.
He has some, but
Dan Campbell and there's still some competition. But you take the Texans and win 12 games with them, even 11 games, which there could be 2 losses. Sure, I'm saying there's going to be only one more loss.
Yeah.
12 wins, that firmly puts him as coach of the year, puts CJ as offensive rookie of the year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's
could even put CJ as the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He will be like top 3 in voting for MVP.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Since I mean, saying the Texans are going to pretty much win out except one more loss, is very bold. And that would make them one of the best teams in the NFL. Now, let me ask you: Do you believe the Texans could win the AFC
and go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No. And I think here, I'll add another bonus blazing take, but I don't know if I have enough conviction behind this one. I think we'll get to the AFC divisional round this year.
Woo!
I think we'll get to the AFC divisional round this year.
I
think in the wild card, whoever we play in the wild card, that 12-5, we win the division. We play a team at home in the wild card. We win that one.
Yeah. We
go on the road somewhere. It's probably going to be like against the Kansas City Chiefs or like the Miami Dolphins or something, or like Baltimore Ravens, one of those teams that are like really good. It's going to be one of those, and I think we lose that round. But that means we are close to winning the AFC.
That's true.
I think we're getting real close. Like, we're getting close to being like we have a top 5 quarterback, and once you have a top 5 quarterback, you can easily get to the AFC Championship game and maybe get past it and get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, not this year, not yet, but AFC divisional round, 12-5.
So, I'll say this.
Fuck.
If your prediction comes to be that the Texans only lose one more game through the rest of the season, I will. If that happens, the Texans win the AFC. If that
Damn. All
happens,
right. So that you're adding a
yeah,
blazing take yourself. All
yeah.
right, bro. All right. Yo.
No,
I don't
it's
know if
still a
we're getting
long shot
carried.
because
Thing is,
I don't even
why?
know if I buy into us only losing one more game the rest of the season. I hope so, obviously,
And
but
I don't want anyone to tell me that that's too blazing of a take because we just beat the fucking Bengals, dude.
exactly, yeah.
The people like the Bengals would be chosen to like do something like that, go
I
12 and
really
5 and go
wish
to
we
the
played
Super
the
Bowl.
Chiefs. I really want to play the Chiefs.
Speak for yourself, bro. Speak for yourself, bro. I'm cool with playing fuck ass team, bro. Speak for yourself,
I
dog.
just want to see what the game would be, and which
Well,
hopefully we'll
hey,
play them in the playoffs at some point. But I want to see.
it could be in the divisional round, which I mean, I don't have much faith against. I don't have much faith of us going to Kansas City and beating them in the playoffs. That's just they'll have a bye. I mean, they're going to be Taylor's is going. We're going to be on Taylor watch that game. Taylor
Yeah.
Swift is going to be there,
Oh, for sure.
dude. Imagine Taylor Swift comes, fucking boom, Stroud jersey, huh?
I really want Stroud just winning a single playoff game this year would be fucking insane. That would be
I think
amazing.
it's going to happen.
I think
I
it
think it's
could
going to
happen.
happen.
I think it could
I
happen.
think it's going to happen. But yeah,
But
man.
I'm interested to see what happens going forward with teams like the Cardinals, like teams we should beat, kind of like the Panthers, which I know we weren't opening the playbook and things are different now. But that loss also is driving me more crazy now because I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
we should be
it's just like
6-3.
if you would have just let CJ take his shots
Yeah,
against the Falcons too, just let him take his shots.
yeah,
Like we could be 7-2 right now. We could be
yeah,
7-2 and like leading our division,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Like we could have been winning those winnable games, and now I think it's just different. I think those winnable games were just like fuck it. I mean, why wouldn't we win this game?
yeah,
Why like going against the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday at noon in NRG? Why are we thinking like, oh, it's tricky? Nah,
yeah.
dude, we're better.
No.
We just beat the Bengals. We're better. We're hot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do the thing. All right, let's wrap up this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you
Yes,
enjoyed. If you
yes.
did,
Thank you to the sponsors
yep.
for powering this episode. Zing Zang, Celebrity Mint. They have these amazing Nature Boy trading coins,
Mm,
legal tender. So go and check these out. Go and follow them on socials. These Celebrity Mint.
yep.
And thank you, Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. We had our watch party there yesterday.
How was that?
Fucking delicious. Oh god, it was. I mean, just delicious, dude. They have like the best onion rings I've ever had in my life. It's fucking. They're
Yeah.
good, dude. Yes,
Yeah.
great beer, cold beer, and if you go today when this comes out, it's dollar tenders today. So go have 10 tenders for $10. It's fucking such a sick deal.
That's
So
an insane deal, yeah, guys. Go to
they're
Big
great.
City Wings.
Yeah.
Thanks to them. Thanks to Celebrity Mint. Thanks to Zing Zang for all y'all do. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and subscribe. Lets us know you like what we're doing over here. Get your CJ Stroud He Is the One shirt. Look at that shirt that's on Garrett. Go to apollohou.store and you just search CJ Stroud and it'll pop up. And I think that's the coolest shirt we've ever made. It's definitely one of them.
It's so fucking badass.
It
I love
is.
it.
And so go check it out. Guys, thank you so much for watching once again. Go Texans, and we'll see you later.
All right, see you. Watch Texans. Watch football.
Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real.